Yeah, I felt really, really good. Um, another step, another thing I'd never thought I'd be doing again. Um, it's one thing to obviously come out and then even to get that first playing time and whole nother deal, obviously, to play winning football as a starter and felt like we had one last week get away from us. So amazing to get a win. Um, it's why you're putting all the work in. It's why we doing what we do, and so obviously a great team win today.
Alex, I don't want to bring up bad memories, but that was the same uniform today that you wore
Yep.
2 years ago when you got injured. Was that kind of just eerie and weird putting that on in the locker room and going out there and playing with it?
Yeah, weird all week. You knew obviously when I was in the equipment room all week that you saw the jerseys up. So I knew I'm such a big fan of these jerseys and have been and was 2 years ago. And yeah, the last time I wore them, I got them cut off me in the ambulance. So fun to be where I am now. Obviously grateful for that. To be back out there playing, wearing them, it was amazing. And obviously to get a win caps it off even more. But yeah, Erie again, same week before Thanksgiving and same uni. So obviously grateful to be here today.
Alex, I mean, this is you kind of each time now at these games here, you have another quarterback leaving again in the same way. I mean, when you watch that today, does it feel differently to you than maybe it would have a few years ago?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think anytime you go through something like that, I'm so thankful for the opportunity, and I'm not, I mean, not looking past each and every single day, just trying to make the most of it. So um, that really is my mentality, and what an opportunity today was to go out there and play, uh, enjoy this win, here for a little bit, but excited for this next opportunity coming up on a short week to play Dallas on Thanksgiving. Obviously, pretty special.
Hey Alex, out of curiosity, when you saw Joe Burrow go down, I'm just curious, what was your reaction? I mean, he's young, a number one overall pick like yourself. Just what was it like when you saw him down there on the field, especially?
Um, yeah, I mean, feeling for him. I mean, anytime there's an injury to anybody and you see the cart come out, you obviously wishing and hoping for the best. You don't know what it is from afar, and certainly as a quarterback, yeah, a young kid with a really, really bright future that's been playing really well this year. So, you're just hoping that it isn't serious. Um, so tough to see. I mean, it was obviously tough a few weeks ago to see Kyle carted off, and then see it come out again today with Joe is tough as well. So obviously wishing him the best and a speedy recovery.
Another week where you guys played your best football in the second half. I know last week in Detroit you guys moved the ball, but it seemed like today, particularly, you guys were really clicking after halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we came in. I thought guys had a great mindset. Realizing we didn't possess the ball very much. The most of each and every drive, every time we touched the football in that second half, and I thought guys, that sense of urgency was nice. Nobody panicked, but certainly knowing that we had to go make something happen every time we touched the football, and obviously the big stop by the defense, and then for us to go down and score, really changed the game.
Alex, going back to Joe real quick, do you think you'll? I mean, I know you haven't had a lot of time to think about it. Do you think you'll reach out to him anyway, whether it's a message, a phone call? Have you even thought about that yet?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's obviously love to. I don't. We'll see a short week here, but yeah, I haven't heard anything what happened, prognosis or anything. So I'd love to obviously find out some more information. But he's a big fan of his and his game. Um, he seems obviously like, the way he was playing this year. I remember how hard it was as a rookie to play, and certainly as well as he's playing, you hate to see this.
Were there any messages that you got within your first, like, obviously it's different coming from you. You got on, had a leg injury, but even maybe somebody that didn't have such an injury, are there any messages like from your first, couple days, week or two that stick out that, resonate with you, whether it was a former player, family member, or anything?
Oh yeah, tons. Too many to even to recount. Yeah, and they all meant a lot. Um, Family, friends, coaches, players, you know, people that reached out for me over the course of kind of the year and a half there. It all meant a lot. So, um, I know every day I got a message, that how much it meant to me. So yeah, absolutely. It did mean a lot.
You guys are 3-7, but you're also a half game out of first place in the division. Does that change how 3-7 feels?
I think where we're at is we understand what the division is this year. But for us, not getting caught up in all that. I mean, we really need to live week to week. That's it. I mean, we don't need to be looking at the bigger picture or weeks down the line or anything like that. Games back. We got a short week this week. Huge division game. We got to find a way to go get a win, and not really thinking anything else.
Alex, you've been the starter for a few weeks now. Where do you think this team is 10 games in with this opportunity that you have in the division?
I mean, I think we're developing. I think we're an incredibly young team that is still kind of finding out who we are, our strengths, finding out how to win, trusting each other. I hate to say it, but with COVID and no off season and new coaching staff, I mean, those are things that are real, and no preseason. And I think it's important for us to kind of continue to keep getting better collectively, and within that, obviously, week to week, working, giving everything you can to try and find a way to win. So for us, though, not getting discouraged by some of these tough losses and continue to grow and move forward. And I think that's important for us. Right now, for sure.
Alex, somewhat of a different question, but I wanted to ask about some of the play calls like in the first quarter. Scott's included some trickery in some of those plays. How much work goes into that? Like, are those scripted, or those things that you guys practice coming in?
We practice all of it, prep for all of it. Scott and the coaching staff do a great job of obviously preparing for all that. And sometimes those are things that we don't know when they're going to come, depending on the situation, and you got to be ready for it. That's part of the deal. I think obviously being able to handle all this stuff as a professional, the volume, and a lot of times you don't know necessarily how they're going to play us. You try to anticipate, but you don't know how they're going to see us, and you got to be able to make those adjustments, and everybody's got to be on the same page.
With the Morgan Moses sliding over to left tackle and Sharp coming in, how did the line hold up today, and how was that adjustment?
I mean, I think the stat sheet speaks for itself on that one. I mean, to run for 164 yards, especially in the second half, to have the projection like we did all day. I know that sounds easy on paper. Just, hey, go play left tackle now, and obviously, David stepping in to right. But to look at the production and the way they played, the protection all day, I mean, I thought it was outstanding. Certainly a lot of credit to those guys, because it all starts up front.
Alex, is it tough on your first? This is your first win in 2 years, and yet we're also talking about Joe Burrow. Is that kind of a tough thing, given sort of what's happened to him, what happened to you, and all of that?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Well, you have this happy moment of you've won this game, and this is your first win in 2 years. But we also have the Joe Burrow thing at the same time. Yeah. You're forced to talk about that and think about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, the injury rate in the NFL that is what it is. I mean, this is a physical game, and injuries are a part of this game, as unfortunate as they are. And I think even within that, though, that is part of the draw. I mean, I know that's what drew me to the game, that physicality, the edge you have to play with. I think the feeling that we all get even watching it, I mean, it is real. It's part of the game. It's what makes it so special. Certainly you don't ever want to see anybody get hurt, but that's not reality. Again, I don't know what happened to Joe as far as prognosis. Certainly, hoping for the best. I think, reflecting on my situation, just that it was so unique with the infection and that being such a freak thing, and certainly unfortunate. But obviously hoping whatever the injury is, the speedy recovery for Joe, and obviously he can move forward and get right back to where he was, is obviously playing really good football.
Yeah, Alex, when you guys are grinding it out on the ground, is there something about that situation that you feel like more in control over? Is it easy to feel more control over a game?
It feels amazing, no doubt, especially once we started chunking off some of those runs that have the 15, 16, 20-yard runs. It's hard to always grind it down the field, to always have to convert third downs. That's tough in this league. Everybody's good. So to be running the ball at the clip we were there a little bit in the second half obviously makes things really, really easy.